Alara was the last librarian in a city that had forgotten how to read. People consumed information in bright, flashing data streams directly into their neural implants. Books were relics, and her library was a tomb of forgotten smells, ink, paper, and slow time. Her only visitor was a small, silver-haired girl named Lily, who would sneak in after school, her eyes wide with wonder at the towering, dusty shelves. Can a story be true if it's not in the stream? Lily asked one day, tracing the embossed title of a heavy atlas. Alara smiled, a sad, gentle curve of her lips. Some truths are too quiet for the stream, dear. They only live here. One afternoon, a sleek, black hovercar descended outside. A man in an impeccably tailored suit entered, his eyes scanning the room with cold efficiency. He was Alistair Vance, CEO of Veritas Corp, the company that owned the stream. Ms. Alara, he began, his voice smooth as silk. This building has been scheduled for demolition. The land is valuable. You have 1 week to vacate. Alara's heart clenched, but her voice was steady. This library is a historical landmark. You cannot simply erase it. Vance chuckled, a dry, soundless thing. History is what we stream. Progress cannot be stopped by paper. He left, the door clicking shut like a final verdict. Lily, who had been hiding behind a bookshelf, crept out. They can't do that, she whispered, her small fists clenched. They can, Alara sighed, sinking into her worn armchair. Because everyone has forgotten what this place holds. But I haven't, Lily said firmly. The next day, Lily brought her friend Leo, a boy who could fix any piece of old tech. Then she brought Maya, who loved to draw. Soon, a small group of children gathered in the library. Alara had an idea. We can't save the building, she told them. But we can save the stories. Under Alara's guidance, the children became a secret resistance. Leo wired old e-readers to download books from the library's hidden server. Maya and others began to draw, creating beautiful illustrations for the tales. They didn't stream the stories. They shared them, quietly, from one device to another, like passing notes in class. The day of the demolition arrived. Bulldozers rumbled at the gates. Vance stood by, ready to witness the end of an era. But then, a crowd began to form. It was the children and their parents friends. They stood silently in front of the library, each holding an old tablet, a phone, or a simple piece of paper with a drawing. Vance frowned. What is this? Move aside. A man stepped forward, Leo's father. My son read me a story last night, he said, about a man who built a city, but forgot to build a heart. It made me feel something the stream never has. One by one, others spoke up. My daughter drew a picture of a dragon from a book called The Hobbit. It's magnificent. This poem, I actually remembered it. I can say it without looking at a screen. Vance watched, bewildered, as the crowd grew, not through a viral stream, but through a quiet, human network of shared wonder. He looked at the determined faces, at the children holding up their drawings of Aslan's mane and Sherlock's silhouette. He saw the value he couldn't quantify. He walked over to Alara, who stood on the library steps. What is this magic? He asked, his voice barely a whisper. Alara looked at the children, her heart swelling with a hope she hadn't felt in years. It's not magic, Mr. Vance. It's memory, and you can't demolish that. Alistair Vance looked from the old woman to the crowd, to the bulldozers. He raised his hand, and the engines cut off. Stop the demolition, he commanded. He turned to Alara. It seems Veritas Corp has a new project. A preservation initiative. We will stream from the library, but only if you teach us how. Alara finally allowed herself a full, genuine smile. The last librarian was no longer alone. She had an army of apprentices, and the story was just beginning.